really built me to make you happy, Morty. Anything I do is technically something Rick did. But maybe he can do a little more himself.
God, how long do you take to die?
Adult Swim announced Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland will no longer be associated with the show following news of his felony domestic violence allegations, and he also resigned from Squanch Games, ending his involvement with High on Life. Rick and Morty will carry on by recasting voice actors while all other crew members continue to work on the show. That means co-creator Dan Harmon will become the sole executive producer of the show. Dan and Justin have always been working partners for Rick and Morty, and the change doesn't mean the show is lost or dead or over.
You killed us, Rick!
So far as the creative vision and longevity of the show is concerned, at least, Roiland is accused of very serious crimes, and that is dramatic. But what we're talking about is Rick and Morty. Could we lose what made it so special, so meaningful, and hilarious if the name most closely associated with it gets taken off? Can it continue? Can it prosper? Can it fulfill its meta promise?
Rick and Morty forever 100 times. Over and over, Rick and Morty.
Like another Harmon Helm show?
6 seasons and a movie!
Yes. Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland have different styles and strengths. While Justin is often credited for the more bizarre, off-the-cuff weird points, Harmon is likely responsible for the more meta jokes, definitely sharing DNA with his show Community, and his keenness for overarching structure, themes, and character, and he's often credited with bringing the heart to the show. He's well known for his work as a writer and executive producer for, like I mentioned, Community, Channel 101, Harmon Quest and Harmontown, and others. He even has his own well-documented story circle technique for plotting out episodes, not unlike Joseph Campbell's famous method. Regardless, after working on well more than 6 seasons, they both have a tremendously strong handle on what the show is, so it's not a terrible danger that Harmon would forget without Justin's guidance.
Speaking of a good run, I bet I could switch heel onto that mani-ped, big spin out, tray flip that gap, 5-0 the rail, drop into the bowl, stale fish into a Christ air, and then we all get f***ing cracked.
Oh, it's on!
On top of this, the show staff are not just now beginning work on season 7. Harmon revealed to IGN in an interview in 2022 that they're already a couple seasons ahead. Hey, that's me.
I know the answer to these questions because we're a couple seasons ahead now.
Oh, great.
This doesn't necessarily mean being completely done, and definitely doesn't mean the animation is finished, but it does indicate that they at least know the direction the upcoming episodes will take, and it's likely we won't even notice a discernible change story-wise for a while. And besides, it's not like they worked alone.
Oh my God. No! They killed the Choco Taco!
Harmon and Roiland are co-creators and have worked on several seasons of Rick and Morty alongside many experienced creative professionals. It is possible that Roiland's departure may not have a strong effect on the production moving forward at all. A source close to the production confirms to IGN that, at least as of late, Roiland has had very little involvement creatively, and that Harmon appears to have more final say on scripts and animatics. Truly, the other people who work on the show deserve a lot of credit for making it what it is. There is an entire staff of producers, directors, animators, longtime behind-the-scenes people, and a writer list that features 7 other names for season 6. On top of that, there are talented main cast actors, Sarah Chalk, Chris Parnell, and Spencer Grammer, and it's clear from print and video interviews that they know the characters inside out and have evident synergy with each other and the other crew. Parnell himself said in an interview with Sci-Fi around the end of Rick and Morty Season 4 that both co-creators were at this point a little more hands-off, and it's true. Neither has directed an episode since the pilot, and the last episode either got the main writing credit, that doesn't mean they weren't in the room by the way, was the Season 3 finale, the Rick and Morty date. Parnell said, these days usually they're not in the booth. On the occasions when Dan has directed, he takes a lot of time with it. He added Roiland is a bit more freewheeling. So what I'm saying is, the rest of the people who make the show deserve a lot of credit too, and have already put in the work. Now there is one very important thing that will be very noticeable right away, and we can't not address it. The voices.
Thanks for solving that murder, guys. Here's a skateboard.
Oh, thanks, Tony Hawk. Morty, say you'll marry me.
What?
Just say yes.
Roiland voiced a lot of Rick and Morty characters, and there are many scenes with just him talking. Rick and Morty, obviously, Mr. Meeseeks, Mr. PBH, and an extremely long list of incidental characters. There are a couple clear candidates now for recasting. There are already known impressionists like Sean Kelly, aka Morty Says, on TikTok.
I'm Pickle Rick, wubba-lubba-dub-dub!
As well as veteran voice actors like Billy West, Seth MacFarlane, and yes, even Harmon himself is apparently not bad at Rick's voice.
How do you think he died? Oh, geez, Rick, I don't know. This guy seems like foul play.
But here's the real reason the voices and whatever shifts will be okay, and so will Rick and Morty. It's written in the core of the show. The tone, the theme, it's all there. The show is all about multiverses and possibility. The idea that literally anything is possible and millions upon billions of possibilities exist is right there. Like in this dimension, everything is a cob.
The whole planet's on a cob! Go, go, go!
In that one, everyone says Parmesan.
How do they say Parmesan?
And in this one, Rick and Morty sound slightly different. Wilder things happen pretty much every episode. The current version of Morty's family is not even the one we started with. We don't know which Beth is the real Beth, who is, by the way, not real Beth. Morty's not the original Morty. Rick isn't Rick Prime. So, in the words of the show, nobody exists on purpose, nobody belongs anywhere, we're all gonna die, come watch some TV.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Rick and Morty's own infrastructure is based on not only the acceptance, but the pure joy of its own brand of chaotic nihilism. And that is not only what endears it to its audience, it is what will justify Rick and Morty's evolution post-Roiland. This will work because the show already programmed itself to work in this way with its own ideology.
Listen to me, Morty. I know that new situations can be intimidating. You're looking around and it's all scary and different, but you know, meeting them head on, charging right into them like a bull, that's how we grow as people.
Well, this sure feels like a convenient show close, but it's right. If Rick and Morty stays true to itself, it should actually only take one episode to shift and for them to move forward with the audience along for the ride. That's my take, at least, as someone who's enjoyed and covered this show for a long time. Thanks for watching. I'm Kim Horcher. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And for more Rick and Morty, here's how the show sets up Season 7, and don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch. And that's the way the news goes.
Invisible garbage truck Jerry, it's a new franchise until he runs out of gas.
Well, we had a good run.